Ireland has an obsession with music and with music festivals. Thousands flock to the Electric Picnic, Forbidden Fruit and Longitude each summer, but there are hundreds of smaller independent events with new ones appearing every year. Diane Anglem of the band Swords gives her take on why Irish people love festivals so much.
Maybe it's not an Irish thing, but I think people want to go to a weekend of, a field and some good music and friends, and for it not to cost a huge amount of money and, not too far away. And I think Irish people really enjoy that. It's like the actual perfect social setting for a lot of Irish people. It's music, it's nature, it's friends, a bit of booze. So that's why I think there's just a demand there for it.
So what drives the organisers of the smaller independent festivals to do what they do? Budget restrictions and inclement weather are among the many challenges faced when putting on a small festival. Natasha Duffy runs the Spirit of Folk Festival at Dundairy Park, County Meath.
There is nothing that will give you more challenges and make you have to think outside the box and be so super resourceful, Anybody that has run a festival, put them in any job when it comes to organisation and management, and they will be able to do it.
Working at a festival of any size is high pressure, involving long hours and very strict deadlines. By all accounts, the level of intensity is higher at the smaller independent events. Smaller budgets result in more of the crew being volunteers, with the best of intentions, but not always the skills a paid workforce would bring. The last few days before event day can be chaotic, to say the least. Robert Taff has worked at large festivals like Glastonbury and Electric Picnic, and regularly volunteers for smaller independent Irish festivals.
Smaller festivals, you could be asked to do anything from putting up Paris fencing to litter picking during the weekend, whatever has to be done really. 1 hour you could be hanging flags up, next hour it could be placing toilets. There's no dedicated role, it's whatever has to be done to open the festival up.
Playing at a small music festival is a rite of passage for up-and-coming Irish bands, and though somewhat controversial, it is common for musicians to play for free at these events. They can benefit hugely from the experience. Swords have played at both big and small Irish festivals, and Diane feels that the small festival experience is invaluable for bands.
As long as the band is treated with respect, even if they don't get a lot of fans, they just learn loads about gigs and getting to gigs and playing to loads of different types of crowds and on different stages, different sound engineers. All of that stuff is very important because you start to learn what you want and what you don't want from a gig, and then you start to be able to ask for those things. Starting out, you'll take anything and then you'll kind of allow anything as well. Nobody's under any illusions, and nobody knows how good you might be, or you're not going to pull a crowd.
Most small festivals handpick the musicians on their lineups, instead of using external companies to do the selection for them, as some of the more commercial events do. For many, the best thing about going to a small festival is the potential to discover new music, or to see a band in their infancy who might later make it big.
That's what musicians and music goers love, is to find new music. It's such a great way of accessing it, but also because the festival is small, you're probably going to run into the band over the weekend again. And it's that lovely connection between fan and musician where you can actually speak to them, and I love that, and I think it's hugely important.
There's no doubt that the small festival offers a more intimate experience to the festival goer, but why do people like Natasha Duffy run these events each year with little or no financial gain?
When you put your heart and soul into something and people kind of get on board or do some small act of kindness or helping you out, it just feels like the most amazing feeling in the world, I think there's kind of more of a magical feeling at the smaller events or something, and you feel a lot more relevant and part of it.
And with numerous small festivals happening around the country again this summer, it's clear that there is no shortage of people in Ireland who share Natasha's passion for creating a magical space for musicians and music lovers.